Hello everyone, this is the Abundance Oracle here on a very rainy day, second day in a row. This is the first time since I can remember that I've slept till 8 a.m. in the morning. Isn't that amazing? Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right, I wanted to start out by asking you to subscribe if you haven't already. And another favor is to ask you to please make a comment below. I'm trying to get to know everyone, and if I don't see your comments, I don't know where your mind is thinking and what you're up to be able to have conversations about finance. I can have the easy ones about the garden. In fact, let me just show you. Can you see? I'm bringing my plants inside. Hold on. Oh, can you see? I brought them inside. They're baby peppers just starting. And did you know peppers can be perennial, which means they come back year after year, but they can't withstand really, really cold temperatures. So that means you have to put them in a pot and you have to bring them. Well, this is in my sunroom right now. So the sunroom is sort of a three-season porch. I do have radiators to heat this up if I needed to, but I really try not to do that because I don't use it much in the winter time. It leaches out a lot of the heat. These are old antique windows. In fact, I'm going to tell you, one of the things I feel bad about that I've been doing is upgrading the windows. These are currently wood windows and they're older windows. The woman before me, her daughter visits me once a year and I show her what I'm doing with the property. Her mother is just turned 100, I believe, this year. They're living down in Brazil. Wonderful, wonderful, kind family. And I told her, I said, I have to tell you, don't tell your mom I'm taking down the trees, but there's a lot of trees I have to take down. They're old pine trees. And at some point in time, there were pine borers in my tree. Somebody told me that, oops, that's the pine borers. I have no idea what that is. But anyway, the worms or whatever it is, they go into the tree and make little holes as if they were a woodpecker, I'm going to say, all over the bark of the tree. And because the tree detects it's under attack, it sends a lot of its sap out, pushing outwards, and the sap starts coming out those holes and dripping down the sides of the tree. And it really is in a defense posture to try and save the tree. However, it doesn't work. And eventually all the trees that maybe 10 years ago, they said, all the trees that had the wood borers in them will eventually die. And so I'm now in a cleanup process, and it'll take many, many years because I have a larger property and it has a lot of pine trees on it. And it costs me, depending upon the size of the tree, $1,000 to $2,000 per tree. There's an awful lot of them. So as they become dangerous, I take them down and I try to replace them. I also have a similar issue with my birch trees. But anyway, you don't need to hear about the trees. I want to try and have a difficult conversation with you. I find myself challenged frequently having conversations that I try to have be non-technical and in language that most Americans will be able to understand. I have one of those crazy number brainiac brains that ties a lot of little pieces of information a little bit here, a little bit there, and somehow I've been blessed with being able to pull those small pieces of information together and come to a conclusion. And often people ask me, how did you know this? How did you know this? And I think I'm just blessed with an ability to understand the flow of finance and the flow, because I talk to so many people. I love talking to people, and the ones that will allow me to ask them real questions